Nobody is talking about this. I decided I wanted to read this book by Patricia Lockwood after I read a kind of essay in the London Review of Books a few months ago. I found the piece in the LRB very intriguing. I couldn't exactly identify what it was. I think it was only maybe a page or a maximum like a page and a half long, whereas they often have longer essays. And also, it was quite hard to identify what exactly she was doing. Initially, I was like, is this a diary entry? Is it a review of the X-Files? Is it a piece of fiction? Is it a factual thing? So yeah, I found it intriguing. I liked the style a lot. And it seemed to me that she was somebody who was trying to write about now. It was very contemporary. It was trying to bring in the kind of distracted attention that the internet manufactures, the skimming, non-focused, just swiping through stuff, doom scrolling, etc. So I wanted to get the book. I was also quite intrigued by the cover of the book, which is Nobody is Talking About This, I think, or something like that. It kind of had the wishy-washy kind of trans colours. It may have had a rainbow. And it kind of for a piece of literature, it had a quite contemporary looking art feel about it, because often books have terrible covers, they're really, really bad, So I kind of looked around for it, and I could only see it new, and it was hardback or press, or what is it, trade copies. So really ugly looking, super large copies, and like full price, kind of, I guess, of 17 or 18 euros. So I was like, fuck that. And then I saw the actual book still in hard copy, but in a charity shop for $2.50, and so I decided to buy it. And I've been reading it on and off for about the past 6 weeks. I finished it this morning, the last 3 pages. And I must say I found it quite disappointing. I was reading it at the same time as Kudos, Rachel Cusk, and I thought Kudos actually is a much more interesting piece, trying to do writing from now, that you could say, okay, that's contemporary, It's not dealing with like a fully formed character in the way maybe realist novels would have, So, yeah, which is the kind of connection I see between it and the Patricia Lockwood. But yeah, as I said, I thought the Rachel Cusk was much more interesting. And I as the book went on, as the Patricia Lockwood, I ended up finding it really annoying. The first part of the book is kind of very much around being online. The main character seems to be some sort of influencer who's got a certain amount of success and is making money off being constantly online and writing in an online style with kind of really throwaway kind of facile like daring commentary on stuff. So she's, at the time the book is being written, she's like, her last big hit has been something like a meme or a tweet, which is basically, I think it's, can a dog be a twin, or can a dog be twins? And that goes like viral, as they say. And I didn't find any of it funny, which I read a review this morning from Mark O'Connell, which was kind of picking up on this aspect. He didn't find it as a fun, he didn't find it funny enough, funny enough or whatever. But like, it was just not funny. She's not actually a funny writer. The Rachel Cusk was much more funny, was much funnier, even though it wasn't meant to be. Then it kind of flips halfway through, in that the woman, who seems to be from some hick state in the US, one of those red states, as they say, her sister has a baby, and it turns out the baby is initially they discover when she's pregnant that she has severe fatal fetal abnormalities and probably won't survive until birth, may kill the mother, because actually she's growing excessively in the womb, so her head keeps getting bigger and bigger. Anyway, the baby is born, survives about 6 months, and there's a huge amount of very close description, not description of any of the medical things or anything, but like basically the narrator's feelings around the baby, and it's really excessive feelings of love and very short, snappy, descriptive things about this huge love this baby causes in everybody around her, and so I got kind of fucking nauseated by it, to be perfectly honest. I was like, oh, Christ, come on. But towards the end of the book, I found it a bit more interesting again, in that I almost was like, is there a certain supernatural element about this? Because it seems like the baby has such excessive powers around everybody that comes in contact with her. And the health issue she has seems to be the health issue. I can't remember the medical term. I think it's begins with P, but it was what the elephant man had. And so basically, essentially, like, she keeps growing, her head keeps growing, and that eventually kills her. She can't breathe, she can't lift her, that's how she dies, So it got a little bit more interesting towards the end. So I'm more about it, but I'm trying to do something with it.